my first YouTube videos were super crappy. It was me taking a laptop out to a yard somewhere with a truck, and with one hand holding the phone and one hand on the keyboard, walking people through how this tool works and what it does. But I can tell you now, our YouTube channel has almost 8 million views on it.
I think it's unique, Tyler, that you have built your whole business around a content strategy. And I know people hear about content, maybe I should do that, oh, something nice to get to. Tell us a little bit about how you did that, what your approach was, and how that's made an impact on your business.
Yeah, so 7 years ago when I quit my job, I was like, all right, I need sales. And how do I go compete against billion-dollar companies and people that are established in our space? Like, how do you do that? And at the end of the day, I was like, man, well, I can't afford billboards. I can't afford to do all these things that other people are doing or hiring salespeople. I don't have the money. What do I do? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get really, really good at making sure I rank really high on Google for the things that we need to. So the reason my company is called Diesel Laptops is because diesel and laptops were the two most common search words for diagnostic tools at the time. So that was even before I quit my job, right? So that's where it started with, but I made a dedicated focus. Every single week on Monday, I was like, I'm going to do one thing this week to improve my organic Google search rankings. One thing. A lot of times it was really simple. I'm going to go talk to my vendors and make sure I'm listed on their website with a link back to my website to give me a link back. I'm going to go make a YouTube video and I'm going to make sure I SEO optimize the heck out of it for a key thing that people are looking for. I'm going to go make a blog post. I'm going to go clean up a product listing and make that product listing SEO friendly. And it really doesn't take much work, but when you start looking at it and you start saying, man, I did one thing a week, all of a sudden I did 52 things, they really add up. So for example, my first YouTube videos were super crappy. It was me taking a laptop out to a yard somewhere with a truck, and with one hand holding the phone and one hand on the keyboard, walking people through how this tool works and what it does. But I can tell you now, our YouTube channel has almost 8 million views on it. And we're in the B2B space on diagnostic tools, right? So we have no business having 8 million views, but people are trying to do this stuff. And I was an industry guy. So I was like, hey, here's the tool. Here's what it does. Here's how it works. Here's the problem it solves. And we did those things, and all that stuff just starts to snowball. I mean, I can tell you there's one blog post we have that generates something like 60,000 visitors a year to our website. And depending on what your niche on, 60,000 is a lot or a little. In the B2B space of diagnostic tools, it's a lot. And it drives them to that page. It gives them great information. We give away some free stuff. They engage. I get their email address. I get their phone number. You're in my sales funnel. And eventually we know everyone needs to buy something that's in the diagnostic or truck repair space. Like eventually you need something. We just want to make sure we're the first thing you think of when you do that. So for us, that's still a big part of our business. I have 200 employees. 10 of them work in marketing. I have a full-time video person. I have a writer. I have graphic people, I got marketing managers. I have a social media person. That's all she does is go on social media and post stuff and create content and share content and find influencers. And I can tell you, in the B2B space, in this big world, we work with companies that do billions in revenue, and they don't even have an online presence that even we're speaking of. So it's really crazy. And it was really easy for us because we're in a non-competitive space and nobody was doing these things. So we were able to rank really high, really fast. And you get to be a pretty good SEO expert once you start doing one thing every week and measuring results and just learning about it. It's such a valuable skill. I can't understate the importance of it that any company really can do, but it's all about creating content, driving traffic, building awareness. And like I said, it's a snowball. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger every single month as your business goes on. So think about it long-term. Don't think about it in the short-term time that it takes you. And by the way, that blog post I mentioned, that thing probably took me 10 hours to write. So a lot of people say 10 hours is a waste of time. I say, no, it's not. You have no idea how much revenue that one blog post has generated for my company.